Every man thinks he's secure until the moment he finds out he wasn't. She told you exactly what you wanted to hear. She played the role to perfection. And, because you were blinded by attraction, you missed the reality that was staring you right in the face. Loyalty is not about the words that leave her lips. It's about the actions she shows you consistently. Ignore that truth, and you'll end up just like the countless men before you, thinking your situation was different, only to be proven wrong. I don't want that to be your story. Stay with me, because I'm about to reveal 10 undeniable signs she will never be a loyal woman. Miss even one of these, and you could waste years of your life with the wrong person. And I'm not speaking theory here. As a psychologist and relationship coach, I've spent years studying how women reveal their loyalty, or their lack of it, without even realizing. That's why I'm asking you to subscribe right now. Don't miss insights that could save you from heartbreak and wasted time. And let's make this real together. Have you ever been blindsided by someone you thought was loyal? Drop your story in the comments. Trust me, your honesty could help another man wake up before it's too late. Now, let's get into the very first sign. And pay close attention, because this one is often overlooked, yet it screams the truth louder than anything else. Sign number 1. She dresses like she's advertising herself. Let me be clear, there's a difference between style and strategy. Not every woman who dresses attractively is unfaithful. Many do it for fashion, for self-expression, or simply because it makes them feel good. But a woman who consistently steps out in outfits that scream for attention is not expressing creativity. She's broadcasting availability. Short skirts, plunging tops, dresses so tight you can literally see her breakfast. This is not fashion. This is marketing. And the question you must ask is, who is she marketing to? Because it's not you, my FR. Because it's not you, my friend. You already invested. That display is for every other man with wandering eyes. And when you call it out, she'll use the classic line, I dress for myself. But let's be real, nobody spends hours on hair, makeup, and torturing their feet in uncomfortable shoes just for self-love. It's about supply and demand. Every glance from a stranger is a dopamine hit, a rush that whispers, I still have options. Here's the brutal truth. If she constantly needs validation from strangers, your attention will never be enough. When one source of admiration runs dry, she'll look for backups. And you won't just be competing with another man, you'll be competing with an entire audience she's secretly trying to captivate. That is a battle no man can ever win. A truly loyal woman doesn't need the spotlight. She doesn't dress to prove her worth to strangers. She knows who she belongs to, and she shows it by reserving her presence for you, not for the crowd. Sign number 2. Her social media has become a stage. Look closely at her online world. If her Instagram feels less like a personal album and more like an audition tape, you're not in a relationship, you're watching a performance. Bikini shots. Perfectly cropped gym selfies. Endless stories crafted to provoke thirsty comments. That's not about sharing memories. That's about building an audience. And an audience, my friend, is never loyal to one fan. Of course, you'll hear the excuses, I just like sharing my life, or it's part of my fitness journey. Don't be fooled. When every angle highlights her body, when every post screams, look at me, it's not documentation. It's marketing all over again. And what comes with marketing? Options, leads, prospects. Here's the cold equation. Consistent exposure plus constant attention equals inevitable temptation. Now, pay attention to her interactions. Flirty emojis, heart reactions, playful comments, even private inside jokes with men you've never met. These are not harmless. They're fuel. She's keeping her engine running by lining up invisible suitors behind the curtain. And sooner or later, she'll take one of them for a spin. And if you're wondering who's telling you this hard truth, I am Jane. I've seen too many men lose years to women who were never theirs in the first place, and I refuse to let that happen to you. So hit that like button right now if you want me to keep exposing these patterns that no one else dares to talk about. A loyal woman doesn't need a digital fan club. She doesn't need to parade her body online for random validation. Her focus is on you, her partner, not on strangers scrolling through a news feed. If her phone feels like a stage, then you're not her partner, you're just her current subscriber. Number 3. Her wild past never really disappears. Men love to believe they're the exception. You meet a woman who once lived for the thrill, closing down clubs every weekend, chasing excitement, and she tells you, that was the old me. I've grown up now. You want to believe her. You want to think you're the reason she's settled down. But here's the harsh truth most men ignore. The party girl never dies. She only hibernates. Behavior builds wiring. The brain doesn't just erase years of adrenaline, novelty, and attention. That thrill gets carved into her programming, like grooves in stone. You can paint over it with marriage, children, and routine. But the moment stress hits, the paint thins, and the old patterns start bleeding through. Watch closely. When life gets boring, when routine piles up, when she starts saying, I just miss feeling young, that's not nostalgia. That's a relapse waiting to happen. The truth? You don't reform a thrill seeker with stability. You only delay the inevitable. And who represents stability more than anyone else? A long-term partner, you. If you're following me so far, hit like right now. It lets me know you're part of this conversation and not just listening in silence. A truly loyal woman doesn't need chaos from her past to feel alive. But if her history is built on chasing excitement, understand, it's not history. It's an intermission. And when it wakes back up, you'll realize she was never finished with that life. Number 4. She has more male friends than female friends. On the surface, it sounds harmless. I just get along better with guys. And you nod, pretending to believe it. But deep down, you know something doesn't add up. Women understand women. If she can't maintain female friendships, but somehow collects male ones, that's not coincidence. That's strategy. Here's the psychology. Men don't orbit women without reason. They're not hanging around for book club conversations. They're there because they're waiting for an opening. Every just friend is a potential backup, a safety net she keeps warm in case things with you go cold. And she knows it. She enjoys it. She cultivates it. Pay attention. Her male friends are the ones commenting on every photo, texting at night, inviting her places you're not included. That isn't friendship. That's a revolving door of candidates. By keeping those connections alive, she's basically running what I call a loyalty prevention program. The truth is simple. Loyal women know boundaries. They know that in a committed relationship, opposite-sex friendships either fade or transition into mutual friendships with the couple. What they don't do is maintain a private roster of men in the wings. If she has more male friends than female ones, you're not her priority. You're sitting in the waiting room, while everyone else is in line for their chance. Quick question. Have you ever dealt with this exact situation? Drop a comment and share your experience. You'd be surprised how many men are going through the same thing. Number 5. Every ex was the villain. Listen carefully to how she talks about her past. If every story ends the same way, he was abusive, he was toxic, he was a narcissist, then you're not hearing her history. You're hearing her excuse for the future. Here's the psychology. Someone who never takes responsibility never learns. And if she hasn't learned, she will repeat. Only this time, you're the one cast as the villain. It's already written into her script. When she cheats, when she disrespects you, when she leaves, it won't be her fault. It'll be yours. Sure, it's possible for someone to have 1 or 2 bad relationships. But if every ex was a monster, the common denominator isn't the men. It's her. That's not bad luck. That's a refusal to face her own behavior. And if you rescue her from that pattern, congratulations. You just signed up to be her next villain. A loyal woman owns her role, even when it hurts. The eternal victim? She's already rehearsing the speech, where your name is added to her list of villains. Number 6. She craves drama and fears peace. A healthy relationship should feel calm, steady, even boring at times. But for some women, calm feels like death. They grew up addicted to chaos. Their nervous system only recognizes spikes of intensity. To them, peace isn't safety, it's emptiness. Watch her. When things are good, does she suddenly pick fights over nothing? Does she start stirring the pot when life feels too calm? That's not passion. That's an addiction to drama. And if you've ever been with someone who couldn't function without drama, make sure you subscribe. Because I am Jane, and this is where we tell the truths most people are too afraid to say out loud. Does she create problems where none exist? Does she stir up tension just to feel alive? That's not passion, that's dysfunction. And for women wired this way, cheating isn't about your shortcomings. It's about chasing another high. The secrecy, the danger of being caught, the thrill of the forbidden. It's all just fuel for her addiction to chaos. Here's the painful truth. The more stable you are, the more restless she becomes. You can give her love, money, security, and loyalty. But if she's addicted to drama, your stability will suffocate her. She won't look outside because you failed. She'll look outside because she craves intensity you can't and shouldn't provide. A loyal woman knows how to embrace peace. She can enjoy a quiet Sunday, a simple dinner, a week without fireworks. But the drama addict? She'll destroy calm every time. And when arguments aren't enough anymore, she'll escalate. To her, cheating isn't betrayal. It's just the next episode in her never-ending show. Number 7. She doesn't respect small boundaries. Pay attention to the little things. A woman who ignores your simplest requests is showing you how she'll treat the bigger ones. If she checks your phone but won't let you near hers, if she flirts openly but flips out when you talk to another woman, if she makes rules for you that don't apply to her, that's not love. That's entitlement. Boundaries are like muscles. If someone can't handle the light weights, they'll never manage the heavy ones. If she can't respect don't text your ex, don't expect her to respect don't betray this relationship. It's the same principle, just a different level. Watch her reaction when you set even the smallest boundary. Does she respect it? Does she test it? Does she mock it? Or worse, does she flip it back on you and accuse you of being controlling? That reaction tells you everything. If you've ever experienced this, drop a comment below. Your story might just help another man wake up before it's too late. Because here's the reality, a loyal woman doesn't fight boundaries. She understands their guardrails that keep love safe. The mistake most men make is ignoring these small red flags. But those minor issues are practice runs for faithfulness. Fail them, and she'll fail the bigger ones too. The cost won't be small. It'll be your trust, your peace, and eventually your relationship. Number 8. She moves too fast in love. It feels flattering at first. She tells you she loves you after just weeks. She wants to move in immediately. She acts like you've been together for years when you've barely started. Most men mistake this intensity for passion. They think, wow, she must really see something special in me. But here's the truth. She doesn't love you. She loves the idea of being in love. That intensity isn't romance. It's instability. Women who attach instantly also detach instantly. They're not choosing carefully. They're grabbing whatever's available. That's not loyalty. That's fear of being alone. And fear-driven attachment always comes with overlap. She doesn't leave one man until she's secured another. Which means while she's with you, she's already scanning for the next lily pad to jump to. If you haven't yet, subscribe right now, because what comes next is the kind of truth most men wish they'd heard before it was too late. And I don't want you to miss it. Here's what most men miss. If she fell for you overnight, she'll fall for someone else just as quickly. You're not unique in her eyes. You're interchangeable. You're not the exception. You're just the current host for her fear of solitude. A loyal woman takes her time. She builds slowly, with intention. She doesn't confuse infatuation with commitment. But the instant girlfriend? She's like a firework, dazzling at the start, gone in seconds. And when that flame burns out, she won't stay to rebuild. She'll already be moving on to her next spark. If you've ever been caught in one of these fast burn, fast crash relationships, share it in the comments. Your story could help another man see the warning signs before he invests his whole heart. Number 9. She constantly compares you to other men. It starts small. She mentions her ex was taller. She points out that her friend's husband makes more money. She jokes that some actor has better abs. At first, you brush it off as harmless. But understand this, those comments aren't observations. They're measurements. She's keeping a mental scorecard, and you're in a competition you never signed up for. Here's the psychology. When someone truly chooses you, the comparisons end. You're not perfect, but you're hers. That's loyalty. But a woman who constantly compares is shopping. She's evaluating. She's keeping her options open, disguised as casual remarks. And here's the progression. Subtle stage. Jake's girlfriend is so lucky. He cooks for her. Direct stage. Why can't you be more like that? Justification stage. Marcus appreciates me more than you do. What she doesn't tell you is that Marcus is already the man she's emotionally investing in. The danger here isn't just jealousy, it's erosion. Comparison eats away at gratitude. If she's always scanning the horizon for someone better, she'll never fully value what's right in front of her. A loyal woman doesn't treat her relationship like a marketplace. She doesn't weigh you against every man she meets. She chooses once, and she chooses fully. But the comparison queen? She never stops choosing. And eventually, she'll choose herself right out of your life. Don't just listen and move on. Subscribe right now. Be part of this community where men wake up, share truths, and refuse to be played. Number 10. She keeps parts of her life hidden from you. There's a difference between privacy and secrecy. Privacy is normal. We all deserve our own space. But secrecy? That's deliberate. That's compartmentalization. And when a woman builds walls between you and entire sections of her life, you're not her partner. You're just a guest in one of her many worlds. Pay attention to the signs. Her phone is always face down, locked with codes you don't know. She has social media accounts you've never seen. She talks about friends you've never met. She disappears into work or girls' nights that somehow never include you. This isn't independence. It's insulation. She's constructing multiple versions of herself, and you only get access to the one she allows. Here's the reality. Loyal women are open books, not because they're forced to be, but because they have nothing to hide. If her phone dies, she can hand you hers without a second thought. Her friends know you. Her online life includes you. Her storylines match up no matter who's listening. But the secret keeper? She lives a double life. And double lives always collapse, usually right on top of the man who trusted her. She'll frame it as, I just need my privacy. But don't be fooled. Those compartments aren't about healthy space. They're about undisclosed activity. And if she's separating her life into locked boxes, ask yourself, why? Because here's the truth. When loyalty exists, integration follows naturally. When secrecy rules, betrayal is only a matter of time. If this is hitting home, like this video right now, it tells me you're listening, you're awake, and you refuse to be another blind volunteer in someone else's game. You've just heard the 10 clearest signs that a woman will never be loyal. If you recognized more than one of them in the woman you're with, don't brush it off. That's not coincidence. That's a pattern. And patterns don't lie. Here's the part most men hate to face. You cannot transform disloyalty into loyalty. Love doesn't reform it. Commitment doesn't fix it. Sacrifice doesn't heal it. Trying to build loyalty in a woman who lacks it is like trying to build a house on quicksand. You can pour in all the effort you want, but the foundation will always collapse beneath you. If this video woke you up, then do something about it. Subscribe now. Don't just watch. Become part of this community of men who choose truth over fantasy. Drop a comment with your story, because your lesson might be the warning that saves another man's future. And share this with a brother who might be ignoring the same signs. I am Jane, and I'll always bring you the truths no one else dares to say. Your next move is in your hands. Choose wisely.